Where do Barcelona need to strengthen next season? ESPNFC's Alex Kirkland joining us now to discuss. And let me just tell you, there is going to be a big old asterisk on this one because we know the financial troubles that Barca have. But Alex, this is a hypothetical best case scenario. So indulge us, if you will.
Yeah, this is a wish list. This is very much a best case scenario. If some sort of benefactor comes in and offers Barca a whole load of cash, where would they like to spend it? I think there are three key positions where I really think they can look to improve. And in fact, I mean, these are the positions that they have been looking to improve over the last year or so. The first one I think has to be at centre forwards. I'm a big fan of Luis Suarez. I think Luis Suarez gets a lot of unfair stick, and I think people write him off as being finished when he isn't. But there's no doubt that he is at least on a downwards curve, and they need someone to replace him. Even though they brought in Griezmann relatively recently, he's not exactly the same kind of player. I think they need a centre forward, a goal scorer. They've been linked to Lautaro Martínez of Inter Milan, even if that now seems like it might not happen because they can't make a deal happen. They haven't got the money, as I say, to spend. If I were them, I would have gone all out, and I probably still would, to go and get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Arsenal. Because I think he's the best pure finisher, the best number 9 around. I think he would be sensational at Barca. If you look at how many goals he has scored in a very, very average, misfiring Arsenal team, just imagine Aubameyang being fed by Messi. I think he'd be absolutely perfect, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So for me, centre forward, I think has got to be the number one position they need to look to strengthen.
Yeah, when you say Aubameyang, obviously it could be an amazing fit, but you do wonder if his age would go against him if they did end up having to invest, and it would have to be a younger player. The interesting thing with Lautaro Martínez is Bartomeu has said no to certain transfers, but he hasn't actually outright said no, that's not happening with him. So we'll see what goes on there. What's another position you've identified?
I think it's at centre-back. I think they've got options there. Of course, Piqué is still one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he's got a couple more years in him left because he's not the kind of player you can imagine deteriorating very quickly physically, and he's often relied on the fact that he's so smart and his positional awareness is so good, more than necessarily his physique. So I don't think that should change too much in the next couple of years. I really like Clément Lenglet as well, but we know that Umtiti, for example, has had huge problems. It's such a shame that the knee issues that he's had have been really, really debilitating in terms of how he can perform. So I think a centre-back and basically a long-term successor to Piqué would be a good idea. And that's why they're going after Eric García, who was a Barca youth player, went to Manchester City. Pep Guardiola came out, didn't he, and said the other day, look, Eric has said to us he's not going to sign a new contract. He's got a year left on his Manchester City deal. So the question is, can Barca get together some cash and do a deal now to bring him in this summer? Or do they have to wait for a year and bring him in on a free? But someone like him, I mean, he's schooled in the Barca way. He's a ball-playing centre-back. Of course, he's young and he's got a lot to learn. But that kind of profile to eventually partner Lenglet instead of Piqué, I think that would be good for them too.
As this is very fun, I know another one that you did pick was that man Neymar, who everybody thought would be coming back at one point. Now, this is one play that Bartomeu actually did say, I probably can't see this happening now with what's happened during the pandemic and the situation with what's going on in world football right now. But it would be fun, wouldn't it?
I think what I said, Kay, to be precise, is if not Neymar, someone like Neymar, a Neymar type. I think because maybe we have to accept that.
Who's
that
a Neymar type?
I mean, it's no one. It's basically Neymar, isn't it? You're right. Yeah. Maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe that ship has sailed. Maybe it's just too difficult. There's too much baggage there for all kinds of reasons. But when they were in for Neymar, and when in fact they opted for Griezmann instead, it was because I think that there was a recognition they needed that type of player. And let's be honest, they're not the same kind of player. What I mean is, I think they really need some creativity from wide areas. They need something unpredictable. How many times this season have we seen Barca rely on Ansu Fati doing something either from the start or off the bench? And look, Ansu Fati's great and he's going to be brilliant, but he's still a kid. A club like Barca shouldn't necessarily be relying on Ansu Fati at his age. So it's another player like that who can open up defences. We've seen so often Quique Setien's Barca. They've really, really struggled to open teams up who've sat quite deep, and Barca have had lots of sterile possession but haven't done much with it. So another kind of creative, unpredictable flair player from a wide area who can also score goals. And again, it sounds like I'm describing Neymar, doesn't it? But maybe we have to accept it's not going to happen.
Yeah, not much to ask for, but there you have it. Alex Kirkland identifying the areas for Barcelona, and we do stretch a capital W on the wish list.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.